could you come over here for a second? I need your help.
All right, what are you doing?
Well, I've been helping Schmitty with ideas for making his podcast even better.
Yeah?
And I thought maybe I could, jazz up his theme song by, adding some lyrics to it.
Seriously?
Yeah, so far, so good. The only problem is I keep getting stuck at the bridge. So I was wondering...
All right. Just play me what you got so far, and when you get to the bridge, I'm just gonna jump in with something, okay?
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4. The 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy's about to start.
That's catchy.
The 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy's about to start.
You know he's gonna say fuck a lot. He will probably mention his cock. He is gonna say literally and drop a royal family. Yeah!
The 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy, the
40... Yeah!
That's pretty good, Louie. Can I use it?
Oh, go right ahead.
Great. Now I can finish. Just one more thing, though. Do you know anything that rhymes with saddle vag?
Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Folks, how are you? I'm good. Thank you. Merry Christmas. I sit here drinking Propel that my wife yesterday, she's like, oh, my God, you're not going to believe the amazing deal I found on Propel. I said, really? What is it? She goes, they're like 33 cents a bottle. It's like 3 for 99 cents. It's an unbelievable deal. And I said, that's great. And she's like, yeah, because my wife is traveling around looking for Propel deals, which is fine. That's great. I appreciate that in her. So I'm drinking one of them now. As I drink it, I look at the code date, September 15th, 2009. That's when it expired. So I'm drinking expired sport drink. I don't know if that means that the vitamins are no longer good. I don't know, because the flavor's all there. It all seems to be fine. I don't know if the antioxidants are now, what if they were now oxidants? What if they were, that's what happened. They're no longer antioxidants, folks. I'm drinking oxidants. I'm in trouble. All right, so it made me laugh just before I started to talk because my wife, oh my God, she could not have been more happy. I don't know what I'm getting for Christmas, but I'm assuming it's this Propel, and because she was going on and on about how she found it, she went all over. It took her so long. She finally found these cases, and she was really excited. And as a matter of fact, today she goes, "Do you want me to go back and get more of that Propel? Because it's I'd like to load up on it, folks." And I said, "Sure, go ahead." But that was before I got here, and I realized that it expired in the summer, so. If I faint dead away during the podcast, folks, you know why? It's because I'm drinking oxidants. I'm here. I'm yawning a lot. I got to tell you, I only had like 4 hours of sleep, and I'll get to why in a moment. And also, I come to you constricted and confined today, folks. That's not good. Normally I'm free and loose. But today, I went and bought new jeans. All right, here I went and bought some new jeans. I needed jeans, and I bought 3 pairs of jeans. And I only bought the 3 pairs of jeans because for some reason these jeans were like on clearance and they fit and they were good. I liked them. So I tried them on at the store and everything was fine. And then, of course, you bring them home and you wash them. That's what you have to do to jeans. You have to wash them because who knows who's been stuffing their balls into them over at the store. I don't want to know. Some swarthy Mediterranean fellow came in and just dipped his tea bag into those jeans. I've got to wash it out. I got to take that home and wash all of the turkey out of them. That's a wrong choice for a country because it sounds like a food. I said swarthy Mediterranean, and then I go Turkey. Why? I should have gone Greece. Although wash all the grease out of them, that would have sounded different too. Just wash your pants. That's the message I bring, folks. Wash your pants when you buy them before you wear them. When you buy them before you wear them. That's the flow chart. When you buy them and before you wear them. Somewhere in between there, wash those pants. So I washed these jeans, and then I get up today to throw on some jeans. And I put them on and a little snug, folks. And by snug, I mean I might be sterile. I don't know what the fuck is happening. But it's almost like I feel like a high school girl who has to jump in the air to get her pants over her hips. Oh my God! By the way, have you ever seen that GIF online? There's some hot chick. I don't know who she is, but like. There's a backstory that can't be true. All right, there's no way it's true. But supposedly she was like really beautiful, this beautiful woman, and she was married to her husband, and then her husband cheated on her. She's young; she's only like 22, and so she turned to porn. Like didn't even cry or have an argument or go, oh, geez, I need to break up with him and re-put my life together. No, she immediately leaped into porn. That's the backstory. Wikipedia. I don't know her fucking name, of course, but there's a GIF of her That is, gee, that you could just, it's just hypnotizing. It's literally her putting jeans on, but it is so hypnotizing to see her in her, little G-string and pull them up to, mid-thigh, and you're like, she's never getting in those. That's not going to happen, right? It looks like an Olympic event, her trying to get into these goddamn pants, but she like slows it down, and then she gets them up over like her ass cheeks, and then she just kind of like, you can actually, it's a GIF, but you actually hear the noise of her being vacuum packed into these goddamn pants. She's like, funk. And then she buttons her pants and smiles at the camera. You're like, oh, and the thing is, the reason it's so great is because her fucking rack is huge. So when she jumps, that's the thing is her boobs bounce, and then she's all cute, and then you think about her husband. He's off in the army somewhere. I think he was in the army. I'm forgetting the backstory on all this. You'd think I'd have this information at hand. But again, I can only pull several porn stars by name. I can't pull Crazy Jeans GIF Girl out by name. But I knew I thought enough of her to actually Google like Jeans GIF and find her and find, because I was at 4chan. I haven't been in a long time, folks, so don't write me telling me that I shouldn't go to 4chan. I know I shouldn't go to 4chan, okay? Because I literally, this is like 6 months ago, I spent a month there. Like I didn't even. When I did the podcast here, folks, it was phoned in completely. We hired a guy who sounded like me because I was at home on 4chan for so long that finally they had to just come and dust me for spider webs. Like there was a spider that had actually formed. The only thing that didn't have a spider web on it was my right hand. Everything else, I looked like the guy in the Memorex video, just kind of sitting back in the chair. But I had also turned completely white, like white beard and white hair. I looked like the wizard who has no magic left in the fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stop motion. I didn't want to say cartoon because it's not. But that's what I look like. So Winter Warlock, that's what I look like. I had crazy hair like him sitting there just staring at 4chan GIFs. All right. Watching, it's like I'm not a tranny guy, but there's something when someone like hooks up a GIF of a meat spin, you're like, oh, I got to check out the meat spin, right? Don't I? I mean, you're bored out of because you're at 4chan, killing time. All right, and killing time. When I say killing time, I mean fucking August. It was just, I mean, I climbed into 4chan in August, and I don't think no one saw me. Like I didn't come here, nothing happened. So that's where I saw this GIF of the chick in the jeans, and then became obsessed with finding out who she was, and then I did, and then I found the backstory of her, and then I've got her address, and I know where she lives. All right, so how the fuck did I get into that? Oh, because of my pants. So I'm her. I'm Jeans GIF Girl. So I got to put on my pants today, and it's a tad snug, folks. I mean, I'm wrapped up like sous vide meat. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of jumping. Sous vide is a cooking technique. Go ahead and Google that too. So and it's what it is they've kind of it's boil and bag. All right, shut up. So I'm putting on the pants. And they're snug, man. And I had to kind of fucking, they buttoned okay, but it was getting them over the haunches that was kind of a problem. And I'm like, seriously, in 3 days that I gained so much weight that these jeans don't fit? But then it dawns on me when I tried these pants on, folks, guess what I didn't have? A boner. Exactly, I did not. But but I also did not have that today when I put on the pants. All right, why would I have that? Who would get a hard on trying on pants? Nobody. I mean, I like being naked in places, but being naked in Target doesn't exactly do it for me unless I got a friend in there with me. And I've never had sex in a Target changing room. I had sex in a Jewel once in a grocery store. All right, and I had sex in a Ralph's. I told that story on here. Well, who cares? No one cares. So, yeah, I've had sex everywhere except my bedroom. That's the only place I've not had sex. Everywhere else, forget about it. Our laundry room in our building. There's a pool room. We've had sex there. When I say we, I mean me and a friend. How awful is that? Me and my hand. I just jerk off. I jerk off in the laundry room. All right. So I tried on the jeans. Oh, that's what. Okay, so I put them on today, and it's like what I did not have on at Target, Spider-Man pants. I was not wearing Spider-Man pants, and you wouldn't think that inch or so of fabric would make that much of a difference. Oh, it does. Because I put these jeans on, and now it's like I look like Miranda Kerr. I mean, all of a sudden these jeans, like because I purposely avoided, because they had on the clearance rack, they also had like skinny jeans and slim jeans. But what the weird thing is, I wear a 40-30. Okay, in jeans. Although unfortunately these days it's a 42-30. I've gone up. I sadly my life of debauchery of the past 2 years, but luckily only from a 40 to a 42. So I mean it's like nothing really horrible has happened. But at the same time, when you consider I used to wear a 63 That doesn't even make sense. Do they make them odd numbers? 64. I mean, I like my suit. My suit was like a 68, like long, wide, just large, huge. He's large. I've told that story, right? That was in Popeye. Remember that in Popeye? And the kid said that to me on the bus. It was the worst burn of all time. I did tell that. Yes. All right. Okay. Good. So never mind. If I didn't, write me and I'll call you. All right. So. So yeah, so now I'm completely hermetically sealed in these jeans. So I'm very confined. I feel very like I got to shift around, and I got a Han Solo working. That's not good for anybody. Nobody wants to see a Han Solo. That's in year one. By year one, you'll remember what a Han Solo is. All right. How are you? Again, I've asked, but that's fine. It's Christmas time. Let's go ahead and deal with that. It's Christmas. And I'll tell you, you know what? How about this? By the way, as I speak to you, Los Angeles may be being destroyed. I have no idea if it is or it isn't. All I know is I'm driving here on Sunset Boulevard, and I'm at a stoplight, and there's two cops on the side of the road with they're not parked against the curb. They're double parked, okay? And they have their cherries on, and their doors open. So that's never good. That means something's happening. So I'm kind of looking to see if they don't have anybody pulled over, and they've kind of blocked a lane, but they're not moving traffic or anything. And as I get closer, I look. These 4 cops are on the side of the road, all of them looking in the sky with their hand over their eyes, like to shield themselves from the sun. I mean, so they've obviously stopped their car in a hurry with the fucking cherries on, and so much of a hurry they haven't closed their goddamn doors, and they ran over to the sidewalk and they're staring into the sky with their hands over their eyes. So I don't know what the fuck is happening outside, because it was that point where I'm driving and I wanted to stop and I wanted to look up in the sky too, because I saw Cloverfield, and I know that's not a fucking good sign. So I don't know what the hell's happening outside, but whatever it was enough to make 4 cops pull over and shield their eyes and stare into the sky, and they weren't even like distracted by noises or anything. Their cars were wide open, cherries, and the 4 of them, they weren't talking. They were just staring into the sky with their hands over their eyes. So again, I don't know if a plane's going down or something. Maybe you know what? Maybe Kirstie Alley finally went on the rampage, and she climbed to the top of the Capitol Records building. I don't know what happened. But she's finally, I just picture her just biting the heads off random children and just, growling loudly. And pretty soon she's going to get to the top of the Capitol Records building, strip naked, and then use her moo-moo to throw over the entire city of Hollywood and block us from the sun. She's like Mr. Burns. Kirstie Alley is stealing the sun from us. That's what's happening right now. As I sit here and talk, as I live and breathe, Kirstie Alley has gone on the rampage, and the only thing that can stop her, Meg Foster. Meg Foster, who looks exactly like Kirstie Alley, but still skinny and cute. So that's what Kirstie Alley needs to look at Meg Foster and realize what she used to look like, and maybe then Kirstie Alley will relax and take her huge house dress off of us and give us back the sun. That doesn't make any sense at all. All right. And you know why that doesn't make any sense at all? Because you know what? Let's get off Kirstie Alley's back, even though there's room for all of us. See, even when I'm trying to be nice, I turn into a fucking jag-off. Why? That made me laugh. All right. Let's all get off of Kirstie Alley's back as we ride her into the sunset. All right. No, because you know what? Fuck that. Kirstie Alley's a nice person, right? And she's like, what, 55? That's the thing. She's old, but she's not even that. Is she 48? I don't know how fucking old she is.
55 is old?
Well, yeah. Again, we're getting into logistics of, because I'm 42, okay? And people, here's something funny. I'll tell you this. Karen, I always tease her because she's always fishing, and she'll be like, I look young, whatever, waiting for some passerby to go, you are young, and then run away. So she was telling me a story about she's at her work, and she said to the woman she works with, you could be my daughter. And, of course, that's just, literally, you're just casting out a line, hoping someone gives you the, oh, no, you don't look that old. Oh, thanks. Merry Christmas. So, hold on. I'm not kidding. I have glitter in my throat. It was here. Did you see it? All right, look, I'm in a stripper's bedroom, all right? So there's stuff everywhere, but there was green glitter, and I don't know if that might not be from you, because in Graveyardville, I came in and there was glitter all over the desk last night. And so I don't know.
Christmas left it.
Yeah, no kidding. So I was excited about that, except then it got all over me and it got all over stuff. But just now, it was in my notepad, and I picked it up and I inhaled it, and it went into my throat. So I have glitter in my throat, which can't be good, right? You know what? I need expired Propel to get that. Hold on. I need to get that asbestos glitter out of my throat with the expired sport drink that I'm drinking. I'm going to be dead before the end of this. I honestly, Merry Christmas, folks. This is the fine. You'll hear me checking out in show 40. Sorry. So where was I? Our friend Kirstie Alley.
Your wife.
Oh, Karen. Okay.
Fishing line.
Yeah. So she says that the girl, she's like, you could be my daughter, and the girl's like, come on, you don't look that old, and Karen's like, no, 42 years old, I could absolutely be your mom, and she said the girl was like, no way, you don't look 42 at all. Karen's like, thanks, and there's a beat, and I go, you're not 42. And she just dies laughing because she's not. I go, you told her you were 42. She goes, no, I'm just doing that for you in the car just to be funny. I go, no, you didn't you? Yeah. I go, are you telling people you're younger than you are? No, but she couldn't stop laughing, so I knew she was fucking busted. But she's just like, yeah. She goes, you don't look 42, and I said, I can't believe it. I said, you're not 42 years old. And without outing my wife or whatever, who's a beautiful woman and certainly doesn't look 42. But she might not be 42. That's all I'll tell you, folks. But let's put it this way. I'm jailbait, according to my wife. No, I'm not even that young. But it's not that much of a difference. But there's a difference. But it's so funny to me that she's like, I'm 42. And I go, you're not 42. And she could not stop laughing. So I knew then she was so fucking busted. Oh, no. And she's like, no, I didn't say ha, 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 just cracking up. And then we crashed. But we need to get off Kirstie Alley's back. Because, again... because Conan O'Brien was kicking her ass all the time, and then because my wife follows Kirstie Alley on Twitter, and my wife is like, Kirstie Alley's great, and then I read Kirstie Alley's Twitters, she's batshit insane. She is another one of those nutbags who is just like, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I have a meeting today to save the dolphins, and then I've got to go read for a soap opera. I mean, just those fucking, all that shit that when because celebrities have nothing to do with their time. So that's why they need to find these causes and go ahead and get all involved, is because they got fucking fuck all to do with their time. You know what I mean? When they're not off, filming, pretending to be burned alive by Michael Bay, they have to go and feed, save the llamas. I mean, I don't know what the fuck. So Kirstie Alley is constantly twittering about her meetings and telling people to pray, and then she'll be like dirty in her tweets too, talking about getting dirty and because she's the one who when she won the Emmy, she was like, I want to thank my husband for giving me the big one over the last how many years. I'll segue into that real quick. My niece was in town, our Karen's niece and our grandniece, and they just stayed at our house for like a day because they were going to the airport, and they hung out. We had dinner, and she was showing me pictures on her phone. She hands me her phone. Oh no. And no, not as bad. It's not that bad, but it's her. And so I'm looking at the pictures because they own a horse. So it's like, oh, here's our horse, and here's. Yeah, exactly. These pictures got much worse. And then there's Elena at that's my grandniece, and she's in a recital, and she's dressed like Pilgrim Times, and so I'm flipping all the pictures, and they're awesome and stuff. And then the phone rang, and when the phone comes up, it gives you the number or whatever, and I handed her the phone, and she finished talking, and then she handed it back to me, and it still happened to be on her phone instead of the pictures. So it had recent calls, and she had received a recent call from Mr. Big Dick, my niece. And I was like, and I wanted, it's so, folks, I can't make fun of that there. Like, I can't go, oh, well, nice to see Mr. Big Dick is on your phone. You know what I mean? Because then it's horrible for everybody, and it just makes no sense because it sets them on their heels. And but it just and it's so funny. And it had a special ringtone for Mr. Big Dick was a boing boing noise, boing boing boing, because it said ring note. And I'm like, all right. So I get out of the phone and I look at the pictures and I hand her the phone. And they go to sleep. The next morning, Karen gets up. They're going to go to the airport. And my niece is getting dressed. And she's getting packed. And she's getting my grandniece all packed. And I just hear the phone. Boing, 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 boing. And I just wanted to go, is that Mr. Big Dick calling you this morning? But I did not. I showed restraint. Believe me, enough people that are related to me or my wife hate me. So there's no reason to suck another one into the void. And but then later on, I told Karen, I go, oh, I got to tell you this. You're not going to like it. She's like, what? And then I told her the whole story because that's gross. And Karen's just like, oh, well, what do you expect? I'm like, what does that mean? What do you expect? All right, so, but let's get off Kirstie Alley's ample back, huh? What do you say? Let's all call a truce to not make fun of. Let's find some other fat chick to take down. That doesn't sound good either. But I don't care. Let's fucking who's the chick from Hairspray? Let's say she's the new Nikki Blonsky. That's it. She's the new horrible fat person. Why? But why? You know, you're not. She's not a horrible fat person, but Nikki Blonsky's a bad person anyway. Right? Didn't she punch somebody at an airport? Her mom punched a black lady, and then she called her the N-word. Yeah. There was Google it, folks. I mean, when you're busy, there was a dispute in an airport, and Nikki Blonsky and her mom kept an African American family off a flight, and they actually had a fight, a fist fight, in the airport. I read far too many entertainment blogs. I don't know why. It's like when Karen told me Brittany Murphy died. She's like, "Hey, Brittany Murphy died." I go, she's a junkie. No empathy, no moment of shock. I'm not shocked. A 32-year-old woman drops dead of a heart attack, and I'm not surprised? Well, I'm not surprised because I know the story of when she banged some catering waiter and was getting high, was a heroin junkie for the past 5 years. And so it's it doesn't shock me. I don't know who's shocked. Who's shocked anymore by anything? I don't know why you'd be shocked at all. So Nikki Blonsky, that's our new go-to lampooner, right? Harpooner. Let's go with harpooner. Why not? Look, I'm a fat guy. I can say all this stuff. No, even more. You know who else? Fuck that. Beth Ditto. That's the new one. Let's take Beth Ditto out. Beth Ditto is a chick. She's in a band called Gossip, which, she's she's just a fucking tub of mayonnaise. I mean, she is just and you know why my bone to pick with Beth Ditto, even though there's no bone at all, and I don't know her, I know nothing about her. She could be the most sweet, lovely human being in the world, but the thing is, the image that they foist upon you of her is that she's sexy. That's the thing, is because she doesn't care so much about her weight, she's sexy somehow because she's carefree and she's accepted what she looks like. No, not sexy. She looks like a giant big toe, Beth Ditto. She's fucking horrible looking. And that's an apt comparison because half the pictures I see of Beth Ditto, she's got her foot in her mouth. You ever seen those pictures? She did some pictorial where she's all fat and she's got her foot up in her mouth. It's really? You're that fat? You know what? Do us all a favor. Just start consuming from the foot and go up. That's it. Finish yourself off. That's fine with me. I got no problem with a fat person who wants to put their foot in their mouth as long as they keep chewing until they get to their fucking scalp. That's right. Go ahead and just bite it up till you get to the goddamn hairline, Beth Ditto. Do us all a favor. Consume yourself. That's the ultimate in fat person indulgence. Eating yourself and disappearing. So go ahead. It's because, again, she's all into herself anyway, and she's accepted her image, and I guess it's okay to put her foot in her mouth. But goddamn it, then you know what? Just keep chewing till you get to the fucking hairline.
Santa Claus is coming to town, and he has filled his sleigh with toys from the island of misfit toys. Hey, kids, what do you want?
Announcer guy, do you have snot bubble station?
Yeah?
What about a kidney piercing?
Of course.
How about I can yodel?
Okay.
I want a standing 8 count.
Sure.
Do you have Jart Fight 3000?
I'll check the sleigh.
How about monkey punch?
Look at my trunk.
You got crackhead Paul?
It's under your tree.
I really need soup straws.
Well, go ahead and sign this paper, and we'll get it to you right away. At the Island of Misfit Toys, there's endless variety for all year long, and especially at Christmas. A subsidiary of MikeSchmidtComedy.com.
Oh, hey, is that a 70s Christmas, man?
Yeah, man.
Well, turn it up, man.
Due to the overwhelming success of a very 80s Christmas, Sluggy Records is proud to present Have a Nice Christmas, a 70s Yuletide spectacular featuring this classic hit from KC and the Sunshine Band.
Oh, shake, shake, shake. Don't shake, shake, shake. Don't shake your presents. Don't shake your presents. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Don't shake, shake, shake. Don't shake your presents. Don't shake your presents. Oh. Rudolph says, Herbie, you're a fine girl. What a dentist you could be. But you're stuck here making the toys for another tree. Dance with the ring-digging dolls, 'cause Santa has the funkiest deals around. Comet, Cupid, Prancer, Vixen, Dancer, Blitzen, Dasher, Dancer, Donner, Prancer. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Oh, do you want to have a nice Christmas? Stay tuned to learn how to order, man. So I mentioned I was in a glitter-filled office yesterday, And I will tell you this: it's been kind of torture being in Graveyardville because they have they have an apartment complex, and then they have a Christmas party there, and they had their Christmas party Sunday. And every time they have a Christmas party, they'll have leftover food and stuff. And so I've been there, like last year I was there, and they actually brought food down to the office, and they had a note. It was like, here, enjoy, and which is nice. So you get a cookie or two, and that's fun. So I knew the Christmas party was Sunday, so in my head I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to get a cookie. Because I live my life constantly wondering when I'm going to get a cookie. So I realized that Sunday night is certainly the night for cookies. So I show up Sunday, and I walk in, and there's two plates there, and they're so nice, and they have foil on them. And one of them has sugar cookies and, oh, my kryptonite, homemade peanut butter cookies. And not just peanut butter cookies, but the ones with like the fork smash on the top. You know what I mean? It just looks like your childhood there on a plate. Awesome. And then in the other plate there was brownies, but they were cut in half like brownie bites kind of. And I didn't see if there were any nuts in them or not. So I saw the plates, and I looked under the foil, and I saw it was there. You know what I did not see? A note that said "Enjoy." So I didn't eat any because well, you can't do that. Because there's nothing worse, again, than being fat guy, and it's horrible being fat guy there. But then, what if they come in the morning, they're like, oh, Fatty ate all the peanut butter cookies, even though we told him that he couldn't. Even though they didn't tell me that I couldn't, but they certainly didn't tell me that I could. So if I don't have explicit permission to eat something, folks, I guess what I'm saying is that I won't be eating it. Whether it's in a restaurant or on the street, if I find something in the gutter, I'm not eating it unless there's a note. So I wouldn't eat it. I was not going to eat the stuff. All I ate apparently was glitter and coughed it up here. And then I went home and told Karen, I was like, oh, man, they had it was great peanut butter cookies were there and stuff, but I couldn't eat them because they didn't have a note that said eat them. And she's like, well, it's implied. If they leave them in the office there, they're for you. Shouldn't they be for you? And it's like, no, because there's somebody who uses the office during the day, and maybe they were just storing them for themselves for the next day. What if they were like, oh, they had so much food in their house, they needed to put these two plates down in the office. I don't know how it works. So I didn't eat them. So then I went back in Monday, and the plates are still there. And but obviously someone's eaten some of them. But again, no note. So they were there. I went there the last 3 days and I wouldn't eat because there was no note, because I don't want to be that guy who ate. And I did steal one cookie, but it was like literally, I knew that was going to be the moment someone walked in. You know what I mean? Like, almost there's a great scene where Ed Grimley is, the kid who couldn't wait for Christmas. It's on SCTV, and he's upstairs and he's freaking out. He's wondering, he doesn't know what's going to happen. And then he opens his door, and the second he opens his door, his mom goes, "Get to bed!" Boom, and he slams the door again. So that's exactly it. I'm like walking around the office. I'm like, oh, I should have a cookie. Probably can't have a cookie. 3 days later, finally, right as I'm ready to leave, I'm like, yeah, I'll take one peanut butter cookie. I pull the foil up, put those down. I'm just waiting for it to happen. But I crouched down and I looked around and I made it very secret. So yes, I stole a cookie. So yeah, fuck you. Take that, Beth Ditto. I don't know why she cares. Why does she care? You know why she cares? Because she wants all the cookies in the world for herself. All right. Why is she the object of my scorn? So I'm there a couple nights ago, and more like a week ago. This happened last month. All right, and there's these two electric gates that lead into the parking garage, and that's what I'm guarding, folks. I am ever vigilant. I am the Black Knight of that parking garage. None shall pass. So whenever the gates open, I immediately look at the monitor because I got a 4-screen monitor, and I make sure nobody's breaking in or doing anything weird. I see the car pull in, and I stare until the gate closes so I don't see anybody slipping in. And also, I want to be prepared if any zombies or possums show up. I need to be ready for any action. So I'm waiting. The other day, I'm sitting in the office, and you can hear the gates very clearly because they're electric. They'll make a noise. They hum, and then they open up. So I'm sitting in the office, and I had a space heater on because I was fucking freezing, and I keep hearing a noise like a weird clicking noise. And I don't know what it is. There's been wind and stuff, so I'm not sure what's happening. So I kind of look around the office because it's not a big noise, but it seems centrally located, so I can kind of hear it, but I don't know where it's coming from. So I hear it again. And then it's kind of consistent. And I'm like, all right, that's a weird clicking. So I look over at the monitor, and one of the gates is opening, but not electronically. It looks like it's being manually cranked open. Like, you know how if you turn a bicycle chain and it goes, it might make a noise. It never makes a noise, but you know what I mean? If you have a crank, it's like someone is cranking. Oh, and I look, and then a truck backs into the parking garage. this is it. This is what I've been trained for. This is where I'm ready to go. I'm like, this is it. I fucking spring into action. So I look, and they didn't open it. Like I said, they basically physically cranked it open somehow, and they backed this white truck in. So I get up, and I go out into the parking garage, and I come to the car, and there's a giant guy. I mean, this guy's like stretching a sweater to its nth degree. I mean, he looks like he's ready to rip out of it, burst out of it at any moment. He's just a big dude. And I walk up, and I go, hey. And he, I don't have a gun or anything. I should tell you that. It's not like I'm like in the Old West. I got you covered. It's just me wandering out, going, "Hey, what the fuck?" So I walk up to these dudes, and which is, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to tackle them? I don't even know why they're here. But somehow they cranked open the gate and backed their truck in. So as I walk up, I say to this guy, I go, "Hey," I go, "You live here?" And he doesn't answer me. And I go, "Excuse me." And he looks me dead in the face, but he won't talk to me. I go, "Do you live here?" And he's saying nothing. Meanwhile, his buddy is off to the side. I can't see what he's doing. When I woke up, his buddy is hooking up a car to a trailer. And I go, "Hey." And then he turns around, and he's got a badge around his neck. I go, "Do you live here? What's going on?" And he goes, "We are repossessing this car." And he's a Russian guy. And I said, "Okay, do you have some kind of paperwork or something that says you can do that? Because, I mean, you're not supposed to just come into a building and take a car. I mean, that makes no sense." And sure enough, he hands me the paperwork, and it's legit. I mean, it says, I guess, as far as I fucking know, what the fuck do I know? Could have been signed by Mickey Mouse. I have no idea if it's legitimate or not. All I know is it's a Russian dude with a trailer, and he's repossessing a car. And the other guy, obviously, at this point, I process the other guy's muscle. Okay, because when I walk up, that guy's got nothing to say, but he's fucking staring at me, and I'm, he's a big dude. So I go, "Well, look, can I write down all the information?" So he's like, "Sure," and I write down the plate number, and there was a 2007 Jeep Patriot, which frankly I didn't even know was a car. I mean, I didn't even know, you know what I mean? It's just it's a Jeep. So they're hooking it up, and he goes, "Don't worry, it's all legit. We'll call the police. We'll come into the office. Everything will be fine." So he finishes hooking it up, and we go into the office. We call the cops. I write down the VIN. I write down the license plate, the cops, all this, because he says we let the police know, so then when they call, they don't think he's stolen. They know he's being repossessed. I love doing this Russian guy's voice, apparently. That's why I keep talking, because that voice I can do. I forget it. Guy stealing trees last week, I'm out. But Russian guy, sure, I can pull that off. I can really do the Russian muscle guy's voice. There you go. That's what he sounded like. Except for when he like sneered at me and chortled. You know who he looked like? You ever watch Lost? He looked like the Russian guy from Lost who was bald, and he was out at the station. I forget what station he was at. You'd have to watch it last year. Again, I don't even know the fuck his name. Why did I even bring that up? So that's what he looked like. He looked like him with hair. So we call the cops. Everything's fine. And then the guy says, "I have to go upstairs and tell this person to clean out their car." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, it costs them extra if they have to go to impound and take stuff. So now we warn them and we tell them to clean out car." So now there's going to be drama. I know there's going to be drama because we could go upstairs and tell the person their car is being stolen. So I go, "Well, look, I'll go with you." So I did. I walked up to the apartment, and he knocks, and it's 11:30 at night. So this person goes, "Who's there?" It's a woman, and he's I will change these names. He says, "I'm looking for Valerie." And she says, "There's no Valerie here." He says, "All right, Valerie, we are repossessing your car. If you want anything out of it, you need to come downstairs now, or else you can pick up tomorrow." And she just goes, "All right, hold on." like apparently Valerie's been expecting these guys to come and fucking steal her car. So, we, like I said, I go downstairs with him. Valerie comes downstairs, smiles at me sheepishly. I've never seen this person, so she's just like, "Hi, how you doing?" I go, "Good." Like, because I wanted to say much better than you because my car is still here. But she goes outside and cleans out her car and then goes upstairs, and these guys drive off into the night. So I asked the guy before he left, I go, "How did you get the gate open?" And he goes, "Oh, all of these have a release with this crank." And he has like a skeleton key that fits into all of these, electronic things, and he can twist it and it opens the gate. I'm just like, dude, you know what? Pay your fucking bills because they will find a way to take your shit. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it was so ridiculous. And then I called the owner of the building because I don't know what the fuck to do. What am I supposed to do? Tackle these guys or kneecap them or hold them in place? I couldn't even believe they were able to break into the parking garage. It just doesn't seem like it was kosher, but I guess it was. But I didn't know. I wanted to get a ruling on the guy who owns the building. So again, it's 11:30. I call him. He's like, yeah. I said, hey, it's Mike downstairs. I got two guys in here. They're repossessing a car from the parking garage. And he goes, is it my car? And I go, no, it's not your car. And he goes, well, he goes, my car's paid for. I just wanted to make sure they're not taking my car. What car are they taking? And I told him it was a black Jeep Patriot. He goes, not my car. Not worried about it. I said, okay, well, they cranked open the gate and they came in on the premises. And he goes, they got to do what they got to do. Got to take a car. I pay my bills. I'm not worried about it. I pay my bills. That's his attitude. And again, I liked this guy who runs but it just seemed like such a cavalier thing. These guys broke onto into your property and they're taking something. I whatever, that's fine. But he just, I pay my bills, not worried about it. He goes, get the information and write it down. And if the person comes down squawking in the morning, we'll tell them. I was like, okay. Yeah, they should just pay their bills. All right, good night. Click. So he just passed judgment in 50 seconds on somebody who lives in his building, which was great. Why not? If you're going to do that, if you're going to rent to somebody, then I guess you get the right to go ahead and comment on their lives when they go into a tailspin. That's a good plan. Merry Christmas, by the way. We're taking your Jeep. Oh, God, just how awful is that, dude? And then she had to come downstairs, and then in the morning, she comes down to go to work, and she's obviously got a ride coming. So she's just kind of like, hey, yeah, hi. And I go, hey, what's happening? And I'm trying to be cheerful, even though, Jesus, they took your goddamn car. And she's just like, yeah, I'm just waiting for a ride. I'm like, yes, I know you're waiting for a ride because they took your goddamn car. All right, what are you waiting for? 2 Russians in a truck to come and tow you to work, for Christ's sake? This is an awkward small talk moment, and I'm just sitting there, I burying my face in my computer, praying that she doesn't want to talk. Oh, yeah, I had to call my daughter, because she had her car. And then she starts to explain it. It's her daughter's car, but her daughter loaned it to her, and she did it. And I just wanted to go, look, I don't want to hear your sob story, quite frankly. Your car is gone. And also, I don't believe any of it, because you expected these people to come, because you were just like, yeah, okay. Because if somebody was taking my shit, I'd go fucking bananas. And if it wasn't justified, if I knew I didn't pay my bills, then maybe you just go, all right, enjoy my Jeep. Terrible. And everybody I tell about it, I told Karen about it, and I told Lily, and everybody's the same way. They're like, how can they just break into a parking garage and take a car? And I don't know, but I refer you to the owner of the building who said, I pay my bills. As far as I'm concerned, he's the legal authority in this situation. So that's my go-to guy. I told Karen, it just seems like such a terrible thing with, Christmas and your car. And then we went out. It was funny. Karen and I, like Monday or Tuesday of this week. Tuesday? I think it was. No, last night's Tuesday. 2 days ago. We went out driving. We were looking at Christmas decorations. We've done that before. Karen loves Christmas, so we go look at the lights. And we were in Burbank. So we're driving up and down, Victory Boulevard, and we're going up and down side streets, and we're looking because I told Karen, I go, Hispanic people love to decorate for Christmas. I was being a jackass because these are Hispanic neighborhoods, but they were amazing, just tricked out with inflatable penguins and all sorts of crazy shit. It was so fucking awesome. Santas and snowmen and really great, fun neighborhoods. And then I said to Karen, I go, Hispanic people love to decorate for Christmas. She's like, why would you say that? That's so rude. I go, this is the neighborhood. This is where we're at. Why not? I go, when in Rome, do what the Hispanic people do. I don't know if that made sense. But sure enough, we're going up and down, animatronic Santas and reindeer, and all. It's fucking amazing. So then we pulled down one block, and there was a house that was completely tricked out. Bushes decorated. They may have dug a moat just to pour like a Christmas river. It was this amazing house. But the best part, on their ceiling, on the roof of their house, were Christmas lights, and they spelled out Lopez. We looked up, and it's on the roof. It just said Lopez, and Karen looked at me, and I just go, Hispanic people love to decorate for Christmas. Completely validated. It was so sweet. All my jackassery was made truthful. So we're going up and down side streets, and we're getting it. Some streets are. We're playing a game where I'd go turn left, and then we'd turn left, and there'd be nothing, and she'd be like, "Oh, dude, failure! You totally failed for this Christmas." And then it was her turn to pick a street, and then we were having competitions and who had the best street. Because I'm killing time in the car with the heat on, and then we're driving. So then I go turn right, and because we're deep in neighborhoods at this point, we don't even know where we are. And she turns right, and we come around. And there's a car with a trailer, like a truck with a trailer. And I go, ooh, it's the Repo Men. Because I'd already told Karen the Repo story. And she's like, oh, that would be so awful. And we pull up and I go, wait a minute. Oh my God, it's the same Repo guys. She goes, bullshit. I go, I swear to God, it's them. Because as we drive slowly past them, they're working in complete darkness and silence. But as we got closer, they're putting a car on a trailer. It's the huge white truck, and I see big fucking silent Russian guy. I go, my God, it's the dudes. It's the same car. A week later, 10 miles from the parking garage, I run into the fucking guys again. What are the fucking odds? I swear to God, what are the odds? I go, Karen, stop the car. She goes, what? I go, stop the car. I want to talk to these guys. So she pulls up. I go, because you have to see that it's them. Like, I remember I told you there was the big Russian dude who didn't talk, and then the other Russian guy. So she rolls down her window, and then I get out of the car. And I walk up to them. And again, it's totally dark. And it's quiet. So obviously, they're trying to get done with what they're doing. So I walk up, and the huge Russian guy, again, comes walking. He's the guy who's heads. I figured out their thing now. He heads off any trouble. Anybody who comes walking up, he's the first guy who deals with them. So I walk up, and this guy turns around. He's all big and Russian. And I look at him, and I go, hey! And he looks at me. And I go, dude, you guys just, like, repossessed a car at a place, like a parking garage where I was working. I talked to you guys last week. This is the craziest coincidence. And he doesn't understand English. He just looks at me. He's like, and he walks away. So then I walk to the back of the truck, and there's my friend, the other guy that we were on the phone. We walked up to the apartment to see Valerie. Everybody, we're close. We're very close friends. And I go, dude, what's happening? And he looks at me and he goes, what is going on? And I go, nothing. And he goes, here, sir. And he goes to hand me the paperwork for the car. Because he thinks I'm there to dispute the fact that they're taking this car. And I go, no, dude, you guys repossessed a car at a parking garage I worked at. I was showing my wife that you're real, like, because it really happened. And now all of a sudden, I can't believe, dude, we're like 10 miles from where I saw you last week. How am I running into you again? Isn't this crazy to you? He just looks at me like, we are working. I don't know what you are saying. And I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah, you guys are. And as I'm talking, I just hear someone go, hey! And they come running out of their house. And they go, what are you doing with my fucking car? And the guy, now he's done talking to me, and the big Russian guy goes to intercept him and stands in front, and this guy runs runs right into the big Russian guy, and the big Russian guy fucking grabs him, and I just go, all right, well, you take care. And I literally... I go and I get in my car and we drive away. Like I said, Karen, I get out of here. I do not want to deal with this scene. And we had to drive away. But what is the fucking coincidence? And you can see in the rearview mirror, like completely dark, you just see silhouettes scrambling in the fucking, in the glow of the Christmas lights. You just see this brawl starting as they're stealing this guy's Hyundai or whatever the fuck it was. But I was very disappointed they didn't recognize me because we had worked very closely together to the point where I even asked him, I go, like, how do you do this? He's like, oh, we go and we collect like 4 cars, 5 cars. We go around and I learned what it was mean to be a repo man. I was like, maybe this is a career change. I get me a badge and a big white truck and a fucking mute Russian friend, and I go ahead and make some money next Christmas.
This is The 40-Year-Old Boy on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network. We'll be back after these messages.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Dude, Santa sure loves to disco down.
Oh, who doesn't, dude?
But can he rock?
Oh, Ram Jam thinks this Santa can, bro.
I heard that, dude.
Oh, Black Santa, ram a lamb, whoa, Black Santa, ram a lamb, black Santa's on the job. Ram-a-lam because he's no slob. Ram-a-lam, all the inner city kids. Ram-a-lam are gonna flip their lids. Ram-a-lam, whoa, black Santa. Ram-a-lam, whoa, black Santa. Ram-a-lam. That's just a drunk old fat guy in a red suit. And I don't wanna sit on his lap. Telling me the pictures will be so cute. That ain't Santa, and I think you're full of crap. Somebody shout, and they said, spin that funky dreidel, Herschel. Spin that funky dreidel now. Spin that funky dreidel, Herschel. Play with that dreidel and have a happy Hanukkah this year.
Man, I can't sleep on Christmas Eve, dude.
Neither can the Bee Gees, bro.
Waking up my brother, getting scolded by my mother, but I'm staying awake, staying awake. Wanna try to see what Santa brought for me. I'm staying awake, staying awake. Ha, 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 ha. Staying awake, staying awake. Ha, 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 ha. Staying awake. Till Santa comes.
Who's a cat with a sack filled with toys upon his back? Right on. They say this cat Santa's a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
I'm talking about Santa.
Merry Christmas.
He's a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman.
Mrs. Claus.
Dude,
What, bro?
can I borrow 70s Christmas for my holiday party?
No, my brother. You have to get it your own self. Here's how.
To get Sluggy Records Have a Nice Christmas, call toll-free at 1-800-PET-ROCK. $9.99 for 2 CDs or $300 for 21 reel-to-reel tapes. That's 1-800-PET-ROCK. Order now.
I had to go to the mall today. Let me tell you, you definitely want to go to the mall on the 23rd of December. That's certainly the best time to go. And this is my second day in a row. Yesterday I went because I had to go because I did all the Christmas shopping, or finished what I had to do. But today I had to go. Here's why. Folks, don't come near me. I think that's a message I'm going to give you. Because there's something wrong. I have some sort of weird positive, negative ion charge in my blood, or I don't know if it's iron. All I know is electronic items disobey logic when they get near me. Something happens. My iPhone stopped working. It just stopped working. Just finished. I don't know why. All I know is it seemed like it wasn't taking a charge from my laptop. Do you have to turn your iPod, your iPhone off to charge it? Okay, yeah. See, because I would plug it into my laptop, and it would sync, but then it wouldn't charge. Like the battery would never refill while it was plugged into my laptop. It would recharge when I plugged it into the wall, but not with my laptop. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. So none of that matters because yesterday just disappeared, completely black screen, gone. Wouldn't come on. I tried to do the 2 buttons, the reboot, all this stuff. There's nothing worse than when your phone goes off because then you're Googling everything and you're freaking out. You don't know what's happening. And so then I had to make an appointment at the Genius Bar. And again, if you have to go to the mall for shopping and stuff at Christmas time, I understand that because I don't mind it. I actually kind of like it because I do it once, maybe twice, and I'm done. But to have to go when you don't need to go, like today I had to go to the Genius Bar, so you're fighting for parking and you're driving like a psychopath just to go in and have some hipster guy go, this doesn't look good. I mean, I could do that anywhere. But sure enough, so I went in today and they Kirsten, very nice at the Apple Store, punched in numbers and did whatever she could, but none of it worked. So they gave me a new phone. I'll tell you that. That's pretty amazing. They just said, yeah, we've seen this before where sometimes the battery, but I've had it like 5 months. So, I mean, I don't know what happened. Regardless, it doesn't matter if they gave me a new phone. And the weird thing is they just have them to give away. Like they, in a weird blank spare box. I said, is this the same phone? She goes, absolutely. She goes, it doesn't come with all the, the instructions and everything because it's just a replacement. It's like a replacement part. Well, it's not a replacement part. It's a fucking replacement phone. But I was worried. Like I think I need to wear gloves or something. And the funny thing is, I was in that very same Apple store yesterday buying my wife an iPhone case. And then last night is when the phone eats it. I could have been there yesterday. If I would have done it yesterday, it would have been great. I would have gotten it fixed. Everything would have been fine. But instead, I had to go back twice and fucking fight for parking. But I bought Karen an iPhone case because we bought her an iPhone, and she just jams it in her purse. And her purse is filled with like keys and bayonets and fucking sharp things. And she doesn't care. She's got fucking $500 phone and just jams it into her purse. She bought a Diego sock at the 99-cent store, like Diego from the Where in the World is. Yeah, one of those guys. Is that who he is?
Yeah.
No, who's Diego from? Dora, from Dora the Explorer. I don't know. He's a little. He looks like a guy who'd enjoy decorating his house for Christmas. Do you know what I mean? All right, so there you go. So he's on a little sock, and then she puts the phone in the sock, which doesn't really protect it. I don't think. I mean, it's cute and everything, but it's a goddamn sock. So I went and bought her a case that has a devil monkey on it. So I hope she likes that. And again, I don't mind. I don't mind telling you what I got her because she doesn't listen to the goddamn show. You know what I mean? Seriously. I went to the mall yesterday, and I get in there, and boy, walking in the mall is just. I stopped. I went and got a Wetzel pretzel, like Wetzel's pretzels. If you don't have those, it's just Auntie Anne's pretzels. It's a pretzel joint. So I just like a plain pretzel with salt. I don't need just a hot dog. I don't need a fucking cheese stick. I just want a goddamn pretzel. So I get the pretzel, but the thing is, there's like, butter or whatever is on the pretzel. I'm eating it, and then I go into Pottery Barn to look around. Well, I don't know if there was some sort of fat guy with sticky food alarm because. Out of the woodwork comes every Pottery Barn employee. Can we help you, sir? Because there's vases and shit and glasses, and you want to pick them up and look at them. But I'm carrying a pretzel bag, so I'm not that guy. Okay, I'm not going to smear stuff all over. I'm not a 5-year-old, for Christ's sake. I won't touch anything if there's pretzel on my hand. I promise. But it didn't matter. Every half a gay guy who works at the Pottery Barn comes crawling up to me. Can I help you, sir? Can I help you, sir? No, you can't help me. I'm looking at vases and glasses. It's fine, but. I knew there was a problem because they kept following me and they kept asking me if I want. I guess maybe they just figured like fat guys can just knock shit over. Do I look like that guy? Just this? Am I the Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull? I guess is what I'm asking. Is that what I'm going to do? I'm going to come in and just fucking rampage and everything in the place? No. But Jesus, so I was very disappointed in the Pottery Barn. So I didn't purchase anything, quite frankly. And you know what I did? I grabbed my pretzel, I squeezed it, and then I just wiped my hand on everything. I didn't do that. That would be awful. That would just confirm everything that they thought. But geez, so then I'm walking, and it's so funny when you get to the mall, and I'm shopping for Karen. So I'm in BB or Bebe, I don't know what, you're looking at all the lady stores, and you're looking around at stuff, and I wind up at Macy's, and Macy's is brutal. You got to run the fucking fragrance gamut when you walk into Macy's. It's just, because they're also, granted, they always have people like that, but at the holidays it's even worse because they got all that temp help, and dude, fucking Christmas temp help. They're just these beaten down people with dead eyes. And they got that monotone voice. It's like, you know what it is? It's like being at the DMV. If everyone at the DMV had atomizers and just fucking, you know what? You'll have to go over there to get your picture taken and then just fucking sprayed you with poison. I don't want to smell like that. And the thing is, I went out, I told Karen I was doing a podcast yesterday, for a different podcast, because I didn't want her to know that I was Christmas shopping. But then, I get attacked by these fucking zombies with perfume. I'm going to come home. She's going to be like, really? Doing a podcast? You smell like 9 different hookers. I mean, what the fuck happened to you? So I had to not even go home yesterday. I had to go right to work, and then it was terrible. But I'm in Macy's, and I'm looking for earrings for Karen. And I'm with there was a lady who was very, very nice. So I went ahead, and I was looking for pearls, and then there was these things. She brought them out. She showed them me, and she took this woman was not one of the temp people. She was very nice and took her time because, boy, when you go to Macy's here, it's a lot of very aggressive, at the fragrance counter and at the jewelry counter, the salespeople are very aggressive, and they're also very foreign. I mean, they talk like they should be out repossessing cars, quite frankly. And they have no patience for you if you're looking. But I got the greatest woman ever, and she was very nice. And she kept bringing out things I hadn't even seen. Like, she had them hidden in a drawer, and she'd be like, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? So finally I settled on some earrings for Karen, and I go to pay for them, and I had a gift card from Macy's. So I hand her the gift card, and I have to peel it out of the cardboard that it comes in. It's got that little gummy stuff on the back. And I always thought... All right, I've had this gift card since 2006 because my friend, he got them for me to congratulate me when I lost all my weight. And now that I've put on all my weight, I don't feel right using the gift card for myself. So I went ahead and used it on my wife. And I peeled it off and I handed it to her. And I look on the cardboard that it comes with for Macy's, and it says right on there, card expires 2 years after last value added. So I lose my fucking mind because it's $500, okay? And in my brain, because Karen would always say to me, when are you going to use your gift cards? When are you going to use your gift cards? Can I use your gift card? And I'm always like, no, you can't. Because it's like, it was an incentive for me to use them later. But I figured, what the hell? I have it. Why not use it? And at the same time, I thought to myself, gift cards don't expire. Like I would always say that to her. She goes, you really got to use that. I go, gift certificates don't expire. That's what unless they go out of business, and Macy's isn't going out of business anytime soon, because I thought it was illegal for gift cards to expire. Like you can't do that because it's money. I gave you money. You gave me a gift card. It's a transaction, right? Anybody? No? All right. Well, I found out different yesterday because then she tries to pay for my stuff with this gift card, and it comes up that it's expired. And I go, excuse me? She goes, I'm sorry, it's expired. I go, no, that's not true. I go, this is California. You can't expire. Like, all of a sudden, who am I? Like some old prospector from the this is California. You can't do that to me here. But dude, it's $500, and I'm ready to go fucking batshit crazy. And I said, no, that's not true. And so, again, I can't believe that this woman was so nice, but she walked from her department to a different department to a different department, and then came back and called the credit people, and she put the phone down and she said, they're telling me that the card is expired. I said, let me talk to them, because now I'm mad. I'm not even like worried or scared because I saw it on the cardboard. So in my head, I've kind of already said to myself, it's expired, but it's not supposed to expire. So now I'm thinking I'm going to go to small claims court and have to sue Macy's. I don't know what the fuck's happening. But finally she goes to credit. And she talks to him again for like 5 more minutes and hangs up the phone. And there's nothing worse than waiting for that, because now you feel like some deadbeat who's perpetrating a scam as you're waiting to get an approval. Look, I'm just trying to pay for something. That's it. I'm trying to do a transaction. But anytime you get into gift cards, there's always a question of inadequacy, because it's not like you don't have currency. You know what I mean? For this country, you have a piece of plastic that says it's worth something. I mean, a credit card at least has your name on it. A gift card just says Macy's. That's all it says. So finally, she comes back to me and she goes, you know what? I was able to reactivate the card. Which, I must admit, I was relieved and happy that she was able to do that. But there's also part of me that just went, yeah, you're fucking A right, you reactivated the goddamn card. It's a $500 gift card. It's not like you just get to keep the money because I didn't use it in a year. I mean, whatever. So everything was fine. Everything went through. Everything was square. And then I went over to Macy's fragrance department and was fucking beaten down with mist. And it was like, literally, it's like I was trying to rape all of the women in the fragrance section because they're just spraying mace directly into my eyes. That's exactly what it felt like. Here, smell this. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Stop, whorehouse. And because that's where the gift wrapping was. There was right there in the center of the fragrance, there was a gift wrapping. So I walk over, and I go, hey, are you guys wrapping gifts? And they go, yeah, if you buy a fragrance. I said, well, I just bought earrings over there. And they go, nah, sorry, this is gift wrapping for fragrance only. Really? Well, I didn't know that not only were you obnoxious, but you were selfish. I didn't realize that was a possibility, but I guess it's fucking true. So I just turned around and walked out pissed. Because the thing is, I wrap Karen's gifts whenever I get them for her, and it's funny. A couple years ago, I reached my nadir because I go to Victoria's Secret for Karen because there's this stuff there that I love called Love Spell. It's like it smells amazing, and it's like you can buy they always have a deal where you can get like 8 of them for $40. And it's like a bath gel and a body mist and a fucking body butter and a I don't know, a finger paint. I don't know what the fuck they have. But it all smells like Love Spell, and it's all amazing. So a couple of years ago, when I did like 3 years ago, I got them for her, and I'm not very good at wrapping presents. Okay, I won't lie to you. I do the best I can, but there comes a point in your life where you don't want to be doing the best you can. You don't want to be handing over gifts and someone goes, oh, you don't want that. You'd like it to look nice. You know what I mean? You'd like it to look where they didn't think you did it. You know what I mean? I would like to graduate to that. But then again, I want to know how to learn fucking Spanish too, but I haven't done that yet. So, I mean, I a lot of things on my plate. So when I bought these things a few years ago, I didn't have a box. So I wrapped them all individually. Now, it was like I said, it was 8 different things. It was like a shower lotion and a shower gel and a body mist and but I wrapped them individually. So she starts opening them. She opens the first one. Oh, Love Spell, awesome. The second one, oh, that's great, Love Spell, thanks. She opens the third one. Oh, Love Spell. All right. And I will tell you, I look at that as one gift. Okay, the stuff from Victoria's Secret, even though there's 8 of them, that's one gift from Victoria's Secret. But because I wrapped them all individually, don't think I tried to get over with like, ha, I got you 8 things. Oh my God, it's all the same goddamn thing. I'm not that guy. But at the same time, I wrapped them because I didn't know what to do. Am I supposed to put them in a bag? I don't know. So I wrapped them all individually. So she had to unwrap 8 different fucking body butters and bath gels and all this shit, and it was retarded. So I went to Victoria's Secret yesterday, and because I felt like getting that stuff again. And they happen to have a same kind of deal, which was great. And when I walked in, I immediately said, I'm going to need a box because I wanted to wrap everything inside of a box. So they're like, okay, we'll pick out what you're going to get. And as I was picking out all the Love Spell, girl comes over to me who works there, and hot little girl, and just that though, little girl, like she was like 22, you know what I mean, and just dark complected, but smelled great, and huge push-up rack, and oh my God, so beautiful. And she comes over, she's like, and she could not have been more friendly, and hey, can I help you? I said, nah, I think I'm okay, I'm just getting all the Love Spells. How many do I get? And she goes, well, if you buy 7, you get 1 free, so you get 8. And I go, okay. She goes, you getting all Love Spell? I said, yeah. She goes, oh, we have some really popular ones like Berry Kiss, and she goes, my favorite is Sensual Charm. And she opens the lotion, rubs it on her arm, and puts her arm up to my face to smell the lotion. And again, you just look. I have a cock, all right. So I mean, I'm just like you know what I mean? It's like she might as well just put it on her tits and said, "Here, look," because she had cleavage rocking. I mean, she was so. Oh my God, dude. I mean, she was crazy hot, and I fell for it. I'm just like, wow. And I go, you know what? That smells like Downy, because it did. It kind of smelled like Downy, April Fresh Downy. And she goes, oh, really? Like she's kind of pouty sad. I go, no, that's a good thing. I love Downy. Because quite frankly, even if I didn't love fucking Downy, I would have said I love Downy at that moment just because she powdered her bottom lip out. Oh, really? Oh, my God. Oh, I love it. It's great. Here's my wallet. So I have all this Love Spell stuff because I love the Love Spell. And she's like, you should mix it up. You should get some different kinds. And I'm like, really? I thought the whole point was to have the set. So then when you use the lotion, it smelled like the mist, which smelled like the body butter, which smelled like the hole in the boat that Jack rode. I don't know. Like... in the ocean, in the hole in the bottom of the sea. I know how you mix and match these things. I mean, you don't want your neck to smell like Love Spell and your arms to smell like Sensual Charm, right? I don't know. So she's like, no, but listen, here's this, and she goes, oh my God, have you seen our new shimmering body lotion? And I had actually grabbed a tube of it because Love Spell had a special shimmering body lotion. I go, yeah. I go, is it just? It's got like. And she goes, oh my God, there's so much glitter and it's unbelievable. Look at this. And she took it and she squirted it into her hands. Again, this is Love Spell. And she rubbed it on her hands. And then she rubbed it on her neck, like by her neck and chest. And she's like, look, you see, like, and she leans her head back and goes, can you see, like, because you can see the glitter shining in the light. And I'm just staring at her tits at this point. Like, I'm just like, yeah. How much are those, quite frankly? Can you put those in a bag? Because I'll take those right away. But she was oblivious too. I will tell you, not oblivious, because I mean, come on, women know what they're doing. But at the same time, she was so bubbly and fun, like a young kid. Like I was like, well, maybe she doesn't really know what she's doing, because I've run into that. It's like when I was in high school, my friend Pete, we would hang out at Pete's house, and we were class of '84. Pete's sister Liz was like class of '82, but we were just. To her, we were Pete's friends. You know what I mean? So she didn't even think of us like, but all of us thought Liz was a goddess. Like we would just stare at her because she was incredible. Her body was unbelievable. And she was so friendly and nice to us. We all had this crush on her. And so we would be at Pete's house going to play baseball or just watching the Cubs or whatever. And then Liz would walk in a bikini and she'd just be like, hey guys. And she, like, literally, she was only 2 years older than us, but she'd like, tousle your hair. Like she treated us like we were, our gang. You know what I mean? That's who she treated us as if we were like, these little fucking nobodies. But she was really sweet to us and friendly, which only exacerbated the fact that she had this rockin' body, was incredibly hot. And all of us would just sit there and just be like, literally, she would walk in the room in a bikini and 4 guys would cross their legs at the same time. Just, hi, Liz. I mean, I mean, she was just, I mean, she had to be oblivious, right? What if I found out all these years later that Liz liked walking in her bikini? Oh, that'd be creepy. All right, that didn't happen. Oh, that's awful. No, Liz was just oblivious and sweet, and fuck you. You know what? Back off, Liz, because she was the greatest. All right. You weren't saying anything bad, were you? Why did I say fuck you to you? That's mean. Merry Christmas. So I wind up. So she talks me into. So instead of getting all the love spells, I went ahead and bought Sensual Charm because it looked and smelled great on her. So I bought a couple of those. She told me about Berry Kiss. She's like, this smells really good. You should smell this. And at that point, it didn't matter. If she would have said, you want to open a franchise, a Victoria's Secret franchise? Yes. Where do I sign? Here are my car keys. I mean, I didn't care. She was so hot. So then I walk out. So then I'm in Victoria's Secret, and I'm in Sephora, and I'm in all these different places looking for stuff. And and I will tell you this, by the way, being in all of these women's stores, it is also great because it's just me and a million women. And I think I'm enjoying the leggings as pants craze that has come back. I got to tell you, I'm a fan. I mean, sure, everybody loves pants and dresses, but I'm enjoying the women who just decided, fuck that, I'm wearing leggings as pants, and I'm going to be done with it. Because there was a woman in front of me yesterday, crazy like pink hair, and she had a little ice cream cone tattoo under her ear, and like she had Jesus and Mary on her feet, like it was like one of those crazy tattooed chicks, but a hot body. And she turns around and bends over to get like some lip gloss out of the impulse buy section, and I was going to compliment her on her bleached anus because I was able to see absolutely everything right through her leggings. It was just a serious gupper shot. She bent over to get something off the bottom, and I was like, wow, thank you for waxing. I mean, it was unbelievable to me. I guess because women figured they were going to be in Sephora, so there's no dudes there. So does that happen all the time? Are you guys all like going in there and rubbing makeup on each other and making out? Is that what's happening? Because it was fucking great. I'll spend more time in there if that's a possibility. But this chick was just like this crazy hipster chick with like pink hair and huge tits, and she's talking to her friend who's also tattooed, and then she bent over, and it was like the garage door opened. Boom, there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in. That's what I'm gonna do. Awful. So, but yeah, I'm any of you women who just want to wear leggings as pants, I'm on board. Fine with me. Sounds good. So I bought Karen these earrings, and then I went and got her the Victoria's Secret stuff, and I got a box and a bunch of chiffon paper, and I'm carrying that bag, and then I bought her iPhone case, and like I said, I'm in Sephora, and finally I go into the Coach store. That's the last place I went to look for stuff. So I'm in there looking around, and I'm holding a Victoria's Secret bag. I mean, I smell like I've been rolling around in a brothel. I mean, it's crazy. So I get this Coach bag, and they go, you want it wrapped up? I said, sure. So I sit down, flop down in the chair, and there's a guy next to me, and he's like, boy, this is crazy. And I go, yeah, it's fucking really crazy. And the thing is, I've been dealing with women all day. So I mean, finally a man is talking to me. It's like, oh my God, a guy. I can let my guard down and be a normal person. I don't have to smile and say, thank you so much. I mean, I can. Certainly I'm a polite guy and I don't mind saying that. But I figure this dude is not going to have the delicate sensibilities that the women in Sephora did as they showed me their bleached anuses. So he looks at me, and we make that eye contact of two guys in a purse store. And he says, this is crazy, huh? And I go, oh, man, it is so crazy. I said, I have been up and down this mall, up and down the escalator twice. I have been all over the place. It's insane. And he says, well, this is the first time I've sat down all day, and it's in a purse store. I go, dude, let me tell you something. I go, yeah, I'm in a purse store now, but earlier I was looking at earrings. I've been in Bebe. I've been in Sephora. I've been looking at makeup. I've been attacked by the perfume zombies as they came at me with their goddamn atomizers. I said, I'll tell you what, I need to wrap this up really quick because in 15 minutes I'm supposed to be at the end of the mall to suck a cock. And the guy, he's looking at me. He's still making like eye contact, and he laughs and he goes, "What did you say?" I said, "Dude, seriously, I'm just waiting to get this purse wrapped up because I think I'm actually legally obligated to blow a guy before I leave the mall." And he just like turns his head and just starts texting on his phone. And I realize it's like, dude, you're not on the podcast or with a friend of yours, you dipshit. You can't just say that you're going to suck a cock to a guy. It's the weirdest thing in the world. So I just kind of stared forward, and I'm like, oh, what did I do? And he turns around and he goes, look, I can't believe you said that. Like, it was like this weird, after a minute, he turns around and he goes, I can't believe you said that. I go, yeah, I guess I can't either. I'm used to just talking. And he goes, no, he goes, I just texted my friend that you just said that to me because that's the funniest thing I've heard all fucking day. So he thought it was so funny, before he forgot it, he wanted to text it to his friend that I had said I was going to have to suck a cock because I'd been shopping for purses and perfume all goddamn day. So what looked like a horrible situation spun off into somebody understanding. I was like, finally, I'm like, oh my God, he understands. A guy who understands. That was the best Christmas gift I could get. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can get me at MySpace.com/MikeSchmidtComedy. You guys can get me at Facebook.com/The40-Year-Old-Boy. Go ahead and be my friend there for Christmas or any other holiday. Go ahead and follow me at Twitter.com/The40-Year-Old-Boy. Now that I have a phone again, maybe I can start Twittering again. And please remember it's the number 40 in both Facebook and Twitter. And go ahead and friend Lily at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. And also you can send Lily an email if you want at Lily@burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com. Ho, 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 ho! This is Santa telling you to buy the 40-Year-Old Boy Year 1 download set. It's that's awful. All right, so yes, those were Lily's nipple rings. Thanks for asking. Mike Schmidt here, host of the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast, telling you to buy for the holidays the Year 1 download set. I've made absolutely no improvements to it. It's the same one I've been selling all year, and yet I continue to try to convince you to purchase it. But it's now the holidays. I think you should buy it. I think you should sit down for dinner and put in episode 41. That's what you should do. Put in episode 41 and laugh uproariously with your family at whatever the fuck I said in episode 41. I have no idea what it was, but I'm sure it was great. Every episode has liner notes. It's got Mex's artwork. It's got the original music. Suck on a candy cane and listen to the 40-Year-Old Boy. Year 1 download set available for purchase now. Go ahead and buy it at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. That's right, the 40-Year-Old Boy. 52 episodes, $25. One brutally funny podcast. I want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. And that is the 30th? The 29th? 28th, because the Chicago Bears played the Minnesota Vikings that night. Yeah, no, Bears are horrendous and awful. But who's going to be...
Your Bears shirt.
What are you going to... merely for warmth. Trust me. It does not provide any other comfort except for the fact that it's a second cloth to put on me. Where are you going to... who's there? Who's there this Monday on the 28th? Anybody good? It's a fantastic show.
Always a fantastic show.
Featuring local favorites and people that you enjoy. Nobody from out of town. Local favorites will be here. So, folks, look, every town has their burlesque favorites. Certainly every town has their local burlesque favorites. I don't care if you're in Nampa, Idaho, or if you're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It does not matter. Look around, go in the phone book. You will find a local burlesque favorite. So here we're going to have a show. Remember the Monday Night Teas, and you can follow it at twitter.com/MNTeas. So go ahead and get that and get flyers and all sorts of information from Lily, who had she had Lake Minnetonka there last week, as we talked about it. And I hear that apparently Lake Minnetonka is partially retarded. That was the story I got when I walked in the house today. She went and saw magic tricks at the Magic Castle, and Minnetonka was like, "Where did those doves come from?"
That's
Like, I mean,
not
just.
how she did it. She goes, "Where the fuck did those doves come from?"
Okay, but then you said like an hour, like 3 hours later, she was still like, "Where did those doves come from?"
And she's like, "Seriously, somebody has to tell me where those doves come from."
Yeah, see, that's wrong. I mean, I initially understand where you're going. Oh, that was a neat magic trick, but nobody 3 hours later is still pondering the magician's trick, going, "Where you? I need to know." I mean, your life is consumed.
Wonder how they do shit when you're like,
Certainly, I wonder.
How the hell did
Of course, I wonder, but I don't then go for crepes 9 hours later and go, "You're not going to believe this."
You're sitting with 4 magicians,
And especially.
you have that tap.
All right, but you're making her sound very wide-eyed and naive and very like, gosh. Like all of a sudden, like Kelly Pickler is a burlesque dancer. You know, I never had no calamaris.
No,
you know,
like
just.
that at all. You took it wrong.
All right, yeah, because you were making it sound.
Smart, but it was just one of those. It was just adorable because she was like, "No, seriously, I have to know where those."
Okay, all right, good. Yeah, then, all right. So, folks, if you know where the doves came from, go ahead and write Lake Minnetonka, or write me, and I'll forward it to Minnetonka. So, because I'm sure she wants to hear from me. She'll be like, you know what? But make sure you send it to me. Don't send it to her because I'm going to have to send it to her and then I have to include a thing that says, this is not a witchcraft spell. This is mail that comes to you electronically. Seriously, where the fuck did this mail come from? Duh. See, I have to make sure that I couch everything for Minnetonka to make sure that when she gets anything, whether it's doves or email, we have to make sure there's an explanation attached so she doesn't fucking completely freak out. We don't want that to happen. So make sure you guys get it. Send it to me. I'll be the filter, and so I can explain things to her. And Merry Christmas to everybody. If you're listening to this is going to be Christmas Eve. You may have opened it early. I hope you waited till Christmas Day because this was a present from me to you. I hope you, although I think 1/3 of the show is funny this week. I'm in my head. But I some of it's good. And hopefully you enjoyed that. And Merry Christmas. Hopefully things go well for you guys. And, dude. You know what I wanted to do? I don't know what I'm getting for Christmas. I have no idea because that's cool. I don't want to know because Karen's like, we don't do lists where you go, here's this, I want this, because then it's just stupid when you open it. You're like, oh, I asked for this. I feel awful with that. Yeah, I like surprise nonsense. So, dude, all right, I wish you would have been with me, although you probably would have. You might have been up for it, but you might have talked me out of it. I was in the mall yesterday. Like I said, I'm walking around. And they have those kiosks in the mall because they have normal stores. But think of those kiosks where, like, hey, look, it's an iPod washer. I mean, things that nobody needs. You know what I mean? Just you're like, oh, it's a child's nose ring. No, I think I'm going to pass. Thank you. So I came to this kiosk yesterday, and they're selling remote control helicopters. And they're flying them around. Like they're flying, they're flying all over. And I wanted to do it so fucking bad. And because I asked the guy, I had a price point in my head. I said, if this is $60, I'm going to do this. So I went up to him and I go, how much is this thing? And he goes, $120, sir, which is double what I was going to pay. But if it was $60, I was just going to let him fly it around because there was a huge crowd of people watching him do it. And I wanted to just walk up and fucking punch it out of the air. Just completely King Kong the shit out of it and not grab it and slam it down. I mean, fucking wait for it to come and look and just stand there and then just completely like a bear or like literally like King Kong, just fucking boom, just swat it out of the air and fucking smash it into the wall. And then just get my wallet and go, how much was that? Pay for it and walk away. God damn, how great would that have been? I was so fucking close to doing it. And I was going to do it anyway without thinking. I was just going to do it and then pay for it afterwards because I was like, dude, you just got to do this. This is not something you can... If you do any research, you're not going to fucking do this, okay? If you do any sort of legwork at all, you're going to realize how bad an idea this is. And especially knowing my fucking luck, I'm going to punch the thing and it's going to go careening out of control and hit some kid in the face. And it's going to be awful. I'm going to get tackled by all the guys from Sbarro. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? But I foolishly asked. I should not have asked. If it would have just been, if I'd have just walked up, because there's a huge crowd there watching it, like, ooh, and if I'd have just King Kong the shit out of it, smashed it into the wall, how great would that have been? If you were in a mall and you saw somebody do that, it would be the highlight of your life. So I should have just done it, and I'm glad I didn't because it was $120. $60 would have been absolutely worth it. 120 is way too fucking high. So you know what I should have done? Fuck, because this was when I was leaving pretty much. I should have gone and got that dude. I should have gone and gotten him out of the purse store because, again, he and I need to build our testosterone level up to a certain extent. He probably would have kicked in the other 60. I could have gone 60. He would have gone 60. Just to get our balls back, I would have punched the fucking helicopter out of the air. We would have imagine that. Dude, imagine if that would have happened. We would have walked up. I'd have just fucking punched the helicopter. He and I each would have paid $60, and I would have laughed my ass off, and he would have just started texting, and I would have gone out to my goddamn car. God damn it. I should have thought of that. Fuck, I think that would have been helpful. I'm a dick, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a decent guy because I am a jerk. And I'm not a jerk Man, I'm an awful guy. I'm not an awful guy. I am not a good guy. But I don't think I'm a bad person overall. So, and go ahead and by all means judge that. I'm kind of a jagoff. I got no future. What am I talking about? But I am a jagoff. And I'm not a jerk. I'm a nice guy. It's just, I guess I have jerky tendencies. I've done so much ridiculous stuff, and then I wonder afterwards, I'm like, man, how come I don't hang out with anybody? Here's why, because you're a dick. You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. You're finished.